Good evening, everyone. My name is Lu Yangshi. I'm very glad to have today to introduce you my final project. Outside Lake Haida National Park, as you can see in this diagram, it provides a unique space for people to experience the low carbon activities in different stages, from pass by, explore, engage, and finally choose to live on this area. The national park is becoming the entrance to give new opportunities to our life and form a process to reconstruct our culture. The tiny action here, which is my main concept, is a set of easy-to-do actions that encourage people to move from one stage to another that lead to a long-term sustainable habits. There are three most important tiny actions that I will mention later, from travel slower and stay longer, explore something new, and participate into the process. In order to implement the tiny action, the design is also aimed to celebrate the three unique characters of the national park: water, land, and the fallen wood. Coming to the master plan, the design is located in the Kola Bay and Stockyard Bay area, which is one of the four existing camping trails around three different campsites. The design aims to reclassify the trail by adding a new Level 1 section to enhance the accessibility for people. There are three main information on the master plan. The first one is the water system, including the various water level from 50% to 95%. The water lines that run across the whole trail and the new ponds near the camping area. The second information is the different hierarchies and types of accessibility, including bridges, boatwork, ramps, paths, and also the driving roads. As you can see in this small diagram, the new parking lot on the driving road implements the tiny action of travel slower to raise people's curiosity to park their car here and explore the walking area. Which comes to the bicycle and pedestrian paths that I have changed some of the existing paths based on the topography by adding ramps and some new paths, which also leads to the third information of the master plan, the design elements. The first design element here is the minimum artificial shelters, act as the role of nodes in the intersection of different parts and also different AVC classes. They are the place that encourage the tiny action of stay longer and people where people can take a rest and feel their surrounding environment. As the parking lot opens the gate, the three main structures here, including the boatwork, the sediment trapper, and also the floating bridge, they are creating a progressive process that encourages a visitor to implement the tiny action of explore something new and brings the visitor closer to the water to celebrating the different water level. Coming to a more detailed explanation of the design, the trail is covered with four different natural areas. I tried to minimize the impact of the design to the environment and provide unique experience. Seasonal wetland in the middle of the trail is the most important design. The reason for designing this round boatwork and the lookout point is to treat it as a core area to gather people together. Currently, this area has some small patches of seasonal wetland. The idea of this sediment trapper is to expand the current system and enrich it by gradually build small islands with high biodiversity. The overall perspective diagram tells a story of how different design points connect the whole space together. From the parking lot that becomes a beginning and a breakthrough point to connect the driving road and also the walking paths together. People can follow the paths to the shelter, which leads to different directions. One of the directions is the boat work that brings people closer to the lake, and it also creates a range of small water activity area with a floating bridge. It offers a space for people to explore and understand the wetland area. In order to build the wetland system, I came out with a detailed structure constructed by fallen wood material on the national park, which is the sediment trapper. In the detail section diagram, I used the different parts. As you can see in the detail section diagram, I used the different parts of the deadwood to build the structure. The trunks of the deadwood I used for the vertical and horizontal beam. The branches are bundled together to be the filling material. I also use the long planting method to plant the plants on the structure to ensure the survival of those plants with their roots to stabilize the whole structure. With the use of the deadwood material, the structure is not only the container of the wetland, but also becomes part of the natural circulation. It changes over time and form a miniature that accelerates the speed of the natural circulation, offering people diverse experience at different stages. Coming to this wetland phasing diagram, you can see how the motor one was built and collected sediment during the water flow, during the water level changing, and it was also be stabilized after the water level goes down. In the final renderings, it shows the progressive stages driven by the tiny action. From passing by the driving road, design encourages people to travel slower and comes to explore the area in the shelter with the information board of the deadwood circulation. The low-maintenance FRB pavement and the branchy material is also used as part of the fence and the furniture. To engage stage with boat work allows people to explore more, and the sediment trapper allows people to participate into the process. And finally, camping in the lakeside campsite. The whole design aims to encourage people to embrace the authentic essence of the nature step by step, brings what we learned from the Lake Elder National Park to our everyday life, rethinking about our way of life that will finally forms our unique culture. Thank you.